All right, this video is about building a small home in Fries, Virginia. Got my plans back from Grayson County. This first page is just elevation is what they call it. It kind of shows what the build is going to look like when it's done. It's 16 by 40, 640 square feet. This shows the floor, trusses going across where the block is. Let's see, go to the next page here. This one here shows building section, which shows kind of like the house. If you cut the house in half, you would see straight down the middle. You can see the footings there. It has a bunch of information on what you're supposed to use, how you're supposed to do it. Here's the footing depth, stuff like that. You're at 8-inch footings, depth-wise 24 across. You got an 8 by 24. There's 2 pieces of rebar inside of that concrete that's set about 4 inches off the concrete. I'm sorry, 4 inches off the floor, so it's right in the middle of the 8-inch footing. So anyways, we've already started on the block work. Had the footings dug, so you dig the footings and you pour concrete in the center of the trench. So there's the trench, and you pour your concrete. Again, that's 8 inches thick, 24 inches wide, and then you start your block. So your first course of block goes down, your second one goes on top of that. So by then you're pretty much out of the ground. The next course, there's 4 more courses going up, so that should put the house at about 32 inches off the ground. This is a crawl space, so there's not a slab right underneath your feet. You might be used to that, slab on grade. This is a little bit different. The floor joist set across the block, and that's how you would mount your Advantech flooring to. That's what you'll be walking on and putting your tile or plank flooring or whatever you're going to use. So kind of gives you a shot of what the area looks like. It's beautiful, green. I'm from Arizona, so I am not used to this, and I really like it. We looked at other places. Moved to Washington State for a while up by the Canadian border. One day it was 107 degrees. I said, call the realtor. We are out of here. So anyways, we've been living in our little RV, I guess for about 4 months now. Well, actually, I guess it's been about 7 months. We got here in September, and now it is June. Bought this little tractor, Massey Ferguson 1723E, with a little backhoe on it. I did not use this tractor to dig the footings. I do not know how to run a backhoe yet. It'll be my first time, so I do know how to run a bucket, but you don't want to be digging footings if it's your first time learning to run a backhoe. It's been a great tractor, 32 hours on it so far, no problems. 19,000, or what was it, $21,900 for the tractor. I tried to get a Kubota, but the Kubota dealer kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and this was much cheaper, and it appears to be the equivalent of the Kubota. As far as I've had a Kubota before, I didn't notice any difference. It does everything you'll need a little tractor to do. So there's your stem wall once again going up. Got our temporary electric pole over there. Got the dish mounted to it. A little bit of comfort. Did get high-speed internet, which is something you'll want to look at if you're buying property. Try to find out if it's got, decent internet. If you need internet, most people do. It saves a lot of time doing things. But, you got to find a piece of property. You got to get a perk test. This already had a well on it. It had a perk test. Somebody was going to buy it, and they backed out. So I had a perk test already done. I went ahead and went with that guy to do the perk on it, and the septic tank ran $6,000. It's a 1,000-gallon tank for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. What else? Well depth is about 85 feet. We're getting about 15 gallons to a minute out of it. Like I said, it was already here, so I didn't have to drill a well. You got to be drilling a well. You never know what you're going to get. You might get 10 gallons a minute. You might get 2 gallons a minute. You might not get any water, and that's all on you. The well driller doesn't guarantee water in most instances. I don't know of anyone who would. You can run into water problems like iron. You can run into sulfur water, which smells like rotten eggs, and then you'll have to deal with that. Fortunately, This, I didn't run into anything. So we had the water tested. It came back. Everything's good. So then we submitted our building permit to Grayson County. That only took about 5 days to get done. Great people to work with. You go into the courthouse where the building inspector is. You can get everything done pretty much if you got your ducks in a row in a day or two. And really happy about that. Pat, what is it? The power company, Appalachian Power Company, real easy to deal with. $200 for the original setup on that electric. Now it did already have that pole that you see, the one that the dish isn't mounted to there. So it was $200. When I get everything done and I run underground, it will be $400. If I run overhead, it will be free. I paid $10,000 in Washington State to get power to the property, and I paid $9 grand for a well. I've built houses in Arizona where I've had to pay $10,000 in impact fees. That's just to build a house. That's just what they would charge you for the privilege of hiring a bunch of people to build your home. This place doesn't have any of that. If you're looking for a good place to live, I never thought I'd end up on the east coast of the United States, but you're looking at it, and this is one of the most beautiful places I've seen. So if you're thinking about something, you might think about Virginia. All right, I gotta go.